Please talk us through your decision making, all that good shizzle.
You want to put it on 2x speed then, so it's not too slow?
I mean, if you want me to, are you telling me that you are slow?
I am slow. That's why
Okay.
I played the slowest boat in the game.
All right, 2x speed and go, sir.
All right. So everyone in Twitch chat, let's just go ahead and point out the first mistake Lord Zath made, and that is leaving his Twitch channel to me, and he's gone. So I can say whatever I want, and he's not here. And the first thing is that Lord Zath is quite an attractive individual, and I know that's why everyone watches his Twitch channel. So that's the first point. Okay, the second thing is they're running an in-comp, so usually when you see an in-comp, they're gonna be yeeting it somewhere like on the 10 or the 1 line or something, because that's kind of what that ship does. It's fast, it's stealthy, so we're just thinking, where's the in-comp? And then he revealed himself, so it's like, oh, we know what they're doing. And then I think you can't see everything on I got Citadel because I'm a bot right there. Y'all didn't see that. But basically, we figured out that they have like 5 ships here at sea, because they have a Smoke DD, they've got the Hara, a Kaba, I think they also had like a Clever something. Oh, we knew that they smoked the Des Moines because we could see its shell. So they have a Des Moines at E8, and an NComp, DDs. So we're just playing safe over here. And we figured, if you can see on the 1-3 line where our Marseille and our other Vermont is, we are pushing their home cap because we figured out that they have a Napoli and Ohio, and that's it on A. So that's a 3v2.
Okay.
I think 3 is more than 2, right? I learned that in math. So we're going to take that fight. So we're going to, and we basically figured that out like in the first couple of minutes. That
I mean, math can be hard.
Yeah, that we're gonna let them have C because they have 5 ships. We have 4.
Okay.
And we're in a 2v2 on C. We think that we have better angles on that Des Moines. Like, I'm putting my guns on the Des Moines. Because if he tries to come out and radar the Daring, I'm gonna punish it. Or try to, or like at least make him scared. And then our other Vermont is coming up on his butt, so it's kind of making it hard for him to reverse, while our Marseilles are pushing their home cap and gonna take it. So you could actually just speed it up if you want, but a little bit, because it's slow. I think you're going 1 speed, not 2x, by the way.
I am. Because I'm sorry, but you're in Vermont and you deserve to be slow because you're in Vermont. Just saying.
I mean, even at 2 speeds, it didn't look like it was moving.
That, by the way, you left me with your Twitch, so I may have said some spicy stuff. So you probably have to go back and edit it. You know, I talked about what you wear when you, you know, you get home late at night. You know,
I mean,
you do a
let
little
me
dancing.
guess. Is it Fabletics?
It's something, and it's nice to look at. Like, you know, I'm a straight man, you know, I'm not attracted to males, but Lord Zath made me reconsider. Let's just put it that way. So, yeah.
Thanks, I think.
But yeah, so basically, like, points, they have an advantage, but yeah, we're basically pushing into A, and I think that's like the tactical decision that we've made to win the game. Oh, the other thing is I think their Daring took a beating, and where their Des Moines is, like, they're not really in a position to touch the C cap at all, like that middle cap, because if the Des Moines pops out, I have my guns waiting for him. The Wooster can radar. We have a Daring that can get resets, and the Vermont is right there, so they're kind of pinched. And then yeah, you can see that you hit pause. Oh, I get a Citadel right here.
So I paused. I appreciate the Citadel. We all love Cits, but the fact that the Incomparable has left that flank is like, oof, right? Because how can TSYMQ come back from this? I mean, what's going on in your guys' channel?
I mean, in my opinion, I don't think this deployment is very good by them, because, like, first off, they're running a Des Moines, a Napoli, and Incomp in Ohio. So an Incomp is a ship that you play on the edges. Not always. Like there's a couple of ways you can do it outside of that, but it's basically an ambush. Like because it has overmatch, it's really fast, and it's speedy. So like it excels at like playing with a bunch of Marseilles. Like Elser, like when we played against Elser in the NA finals, like how they play this map is they send an Incomp with some other cruisers that can push well.
Well,
like on
yeah.
the 10 line. Like they basically put an Incomp that pushes with
Yes.
a Des Moines that's more control, and I guess some DDs can push with it, but like since we had smoke and 2 cruisers on the 9-10 line, like that's going to be really difficult for them to push into that. So they can't really push into us on the 10 line. So I think he's just rotating to look for something. I think the Worcester.
I think what's crucial right now is the fact that your Marseille is on A cap and capping. You got 2 Marseilles up there on the 1-2 line. Now, this is the first time that I've seen a push on the west flank become useful. Work actually make good. God, I can't talk. But like actually work out, because typically on this map it's the 9-10 line where everything happens. But the enemy's got a Kleber, Kaba, Haragumo, Incomp, Des Moines, and for whatever reason they've chosen to rotate the Incomparable. So, Pikachu, I'm sure you're happy, right? Like, sure, I'll take the Citadels.
Yeah, but yeah, so like basically what wins us this game is the A cap, like their home cap, because they do a Napoli versus 2 Marseilles and in a Vermont. But in Ohio, so we're basically in a 3v2 fight, and make that Napoli run, and we just take their cap for free. And
gotcha.
And then like they can try smoke diving it back, but now we tick on 3 caps. So, and then I think it just sits like this because like a Napoli can't just go pushing in right now into A. Like he'll just die to 2 Marseilles because Marseille HE like really hurts at mid range, and it pins the Napoli's deck because the Napoli's deck is only 40 millimeters. The Marseille pinned 50 something. The Marseille's also pinned the Ohio, and then you have Vermont Crossfire. So it's just like, and then I think the Daring, after we secured C, there like I think we were planning on the Daring to rotate up to put pressure on A, but like since they only had 2 ships there, we just kind of pushed for free. So it's like they made a really hard play for C. For D. Their play for C wasn't that strong. Ours is a little bit better, and they had a really weak defense on A. So, I mean, that's really part of it. Is like every game you just have to like make sure that your deployment is rather balanced or solid for playing for each cap, and then you have to be able to look at and see what the enemy's doing and figuring out like where their deployment isn't that great. And then like after that, like that's kind of like the tactical side, and then after that it just comes down to playing well. So it's like you could have better strats than like let's say a team like Penta, and but even if you have better strats against a team like them, you're probably still going to lose because they're mid game, and like the little things that they do with trading and stuff just will overcome that.
Sure.
But I personally have thought, like with KSC, that we don't have like because like just being honest, like the NA server is the smallest server, but like we're like half the size of EU, and
in terms of number of people.
Yes, and so like if you think about that like mathematically, that means that we have less competition. We have a smaller number of good players on that server, and since this game, like the only way you can really dip with other servers is if you choose to play clan battles outside of your prime time, which NA actually has the worst time of doing that because
it's a challenge. Yes,
because like like for example, this tournament, like we're having some of our guys get up at 3 a.m. because they live in Hawaii,
Right.
and so the other of us are like getting up at 6 or 7 a.m. where it's like prime time for EU. But basically, like we because we don't have competition as good as like the EU team does, like ironing, sharpening iron, like it's like we can sometimes be at a disadvantage when it comes to like skill, like in terms of like fighting some of these international teams. But
Okay.
this team is in the China server, and I think they didn't have a single team advance.
No, this is China number 2.
Yeah, and I think the reason why is like I think their server is actually really big, but I just think they're just not as experienced. But I think they put up a lot better show this KOTS than they did in the previous KOTS, I think. But like it looks like to me like they're playing better because they won. This team won a couple of teams in our bracket. But yeah, I think the reason why we won this game is not because we trade better than them. I think it's because I think they're a little bit inexperienced with their tactics, I guess, or strategies. But that's pretty much it. Like now they're pushing in. It's a little bit too late because we sat on 3 caps for so long,
Yes, generally China's perspective when they play this is that they are very aggressive, they push hard, they try to get 1 or 2 ship kills by overwhelming the opponent. That didn't happen this game, right? You can see the Incomparable being rotated around. He actually kills well done with his torpedoes because it's an Incomparable. So at this point, I know you're up by a lot, 994 to 841, but I think the interesting thing is if that Incomparable had another shot, say on Hatake's Wooster, that would have been a different situation, right?
Yeah, if he could get it, but Hatake High Sushi, he's a Hawaiian man. He's one of our better players, and he wasn't like the way where we had him positioned. The only way you could have really exploited him is to pinch him from where the incomp was to cover that angle, and then the other angle is you needed to be where our Marseilles were. And since they only put 2 ships there, right? Like they put a Napoli and an Ohio, and we took their home cap. Like there was no way they could dig Hatake out because of so he was basically, they didn't have a play there. They couldn't really push into us on the 10 line because of like they were running DDs. Like now, if they were running some Marseilles, they could have like overwhelmed us, like with HP and firepower and like push into our smoke firing penalty and just focus firing us down really. Like they could have done something like a Stalin wall push, but with Frenchies on the 10 line. Like that would have made more sense than what they did. And then like solo Napoli, like that is a really difficult boat because it's like if you play it right, it's like almost impossible to kill. But like we just took all that map. So I think if they're doing a play like that, it would have made more sense to probably have some Marseilles and push us like on the 10 line. And okay, you can take the middle cap and our home cap, but we're picking up 3 kills and going to get an HP advantage, and then we're going to wrap it around on you guys. And like I think that would have made a better game for them. But they just, that's like our team has really struggled against that because we can even see it coming, but just kind of gets down to our own player experience and skill that like if a team is just so much better than you, they can often just run it at you and still kill you because they trade better. And like that's kind of like how Elser played against us, like how like when we played against Penta today, like or our other teams, like they just trade better than us, and so they just like force the engagement, and that's pretty much it.
So, and I don't mean to throw shade because I don't do that, but you guys did not win a single game yesterday.
No, we didn't. It was terrible.
Today, we won 2. 2 games.
Yeah.
So this is TSYMQ. I'm curious to see the game that you guys won against Oh Boys. So if you don't mind, I'd like to load that up. Is that okay?
Sure.